All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to learn some new buzzword. Nope. We're actually going to take a peek under the hood of the most powerful, and let's be honest, most complicated machine on the planet, your own mind.
So let me ask you something straight up. Who's really in charge of your thoughts? I mean, really? Is it you? Or if you're being honest, does it sometimes feel like, well, like someone else has their hands on the wheel?
Okay, let's dive right into that feeling. You know the one I'm talking about, right? That sense that you're kind of on autopilot, almost like you're a passenger in your own head, just watching your life happen to you.
I mean, does any of this ring a bell? You suddenly react emotionally to something, and later you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Or maybe you keep procrastinating on that one thing you know you need to do. And don't even get me started on that inner critic that just loves to pipe up without an invitation. Yep, those are the telltale signs that your mind's just running an old program.
But here's the good news. What if I told you there's a way to grab the controls back? It's basically a superpower for your brain. We're talking about raising your metacognitive IQ, and it is all about finally managing that inner world of yours on purpose.
So, metacognition. It sounds like a big, scary academic word, right? But honestly, it's super simple. It's just thinking about your thinking. That's it. Imagine you could just step back for a second and watch your own mental processes, like you're watching a movie. You get to see the whole picture instead of just being lost in the middle of the action.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. Look, on one side, you've got a low metacognitive IQ. You're just reacting to things, you're confused by your own emotions, you feel stuck in the same old patterns. It's like your mind is a little boat just being tossed around by every wave. But on the other side, with a high metacognitive IQ, now you're the captain. You're aware, you're intentional, you can adapt. You're the one steering the ship. So if being the captain is the goal, how do you know if you're actually steering the ship or just clinging to the railing, right? How can you actually measure this stuff? Well, turns out there are 5 pretty clear signs that you're on the right track.
All right, let's get into them. Here are the 5 big signs that you are truly the master of your own mind.
Okay, sign number 1. And this one's huge. It's that you actually question your first instincts. You don't just jump on every gut feeling, you pause. What this really means is you're creating a little bit of space between thought and your reaction. So instead of that instant flash of anger or that immediate wave of anxiety, you hit the pause button and you ask yourself, hold on, is this reaction based on what's actually happening right now, or is this just some old habit firing off? That little gap, that's everything. That's power. All right, number 2, you basically become a detective for your own mind. You start to spot those thought patterns that just play over and over and over again.
You know what I'm talking about, right? We can all probably name them. There's the classic imposter syndrome script. Or my personal favorite, the catastrophe channel, where you imagine everything that could possibly go wrong. The amazing thing is, once you can name these patterns, once you can see them coming, they lose so much of their power. You realize, oh, that's just a story my brain is telling me. It's not fact. And once you know it's a story, guess what? You can change the ending.
Okay, sign number 3. And this one might be the most liberating of them all. It's when you can separate your feelings from the facts.
This is such a game changer. It means you can feel that knot of anxiety in your stomach without actually believing you're in danger. You can feel that sting of failure after a setback without believing that you are a failure. You start to see your emotions for what they are. They're just signals. They're data. They are not reality itself. And wow, when you get that, it frees you up to do so much more. All right, let's just take a breath for a second. We've gone through 3 big ones: questioning your instincts, spotting your patterns, and separating feelings from facts. Just think for a moment. Which one of those do you already do, even a little bit? Which one resonates with you the most? Okay, so once you get good at observing your thoughts, it naturally leads to number 4. You stop just reacting to your mental state and you start to get ahead of it. You start to anticipate future challenges. This is like playing chess with your own psychology. You know that big meeting is going to stress you out, so you plan for it. You build in 5 minutes to just breathe beforehand. You know that certain situations totally drain your focus, so you prepare for them. You start treating your mental energy like a precious resource that needs to be managed, not just an endless well.
And that brings us to number 5. This is the big one. The ultimate sign of self-mastery. You become the curator of your own mental space. You actively choose what to focus on.
This is really where the rubber meets the road. It means when you catch yourself going down that unproductive rabbit hole of worry, you have the power to consciously say, you know what, nope, not helpful, and shift your attention. You get to decide which thoughts get your precious energy and which ones you just let go. You're the director of your own mind, choosing where to point the camera, and that changes absolutely everything.
So okay, those 5 signs are what we're aiming for. That's the destination. But how do you actually start? How do you build that mental muscle, like right now, today?
Well, it really boils down to this super simple 3-step practice you can do anytime. Step 1 is just notice. When a thought or feeling pops up, just observe it. No judgment, no fighting it, just see it. Step 2, question. Ask yourself, okay, is this thought actually true? And maybe more importantly, is it helpful? And finally, step 3, redirect. If it's not helpful, you consciously choose to put your focus somewhere more productive. That's it. Notice, question, redirect. It's like a workout for your brain.
So to wrap this all up, let's make it real for you. I want to leave you with a challenge. Using that simple little loop, notice, question, redirect. What's the one thought, the one belief you're going to challenge today? Just one. Because honestly, the captain's chair is open and it's got your name on it.